My goodness, it is freaking cold out here today. It's only about 32 degrees. Wind is blowing 10 to 15 miles an hour. It is Wednesday the 26th, January 26th. We've got a forecast of snow this weekend, Friday night into Saturday morning. And again, forecasts have not come together yet. They're all over the place, anywhere from 1 inches to 12 inches. Based on the local weather guy that seems to give a decent forecast, and he hasn't put out any numbers yet, but his inkling is that it's not going to be a big one for us, maybe 1 to 3 inches, but he'll have better numbers tomorrow evening. So yeah, it can, as I said, the forecast anywhere from 1 to 12 inches, but it is going to be cold, so it will be snow. I think it may start out as a little bit of rain, but then snow after that. So I want to see if this light is going to work. I'm going to put the light on the skid steer and use my adapter here. And, well, we know the light works. Let's see if the plug in the adapter works. That's what I'm curious to find out. All right, do you see what I see? So that is off. I've turned it off. Turn the switch on. It flashes. And then it stays on. Is that because it's too cold and the electronics inside need to warm up first? Turn it off. Turn it on. We get a couple of flashes and then it goes right to there. I'm thinking maybe it's just too cold for the electronics to work. Now I've got to unplug it and plug it back into my truck and see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Well, it continues to flash in here. That's interesting. Gotta scratch my head on this one. Okay, I plugged it back in here. Same thing, it flashes a couple times and then just goes to solid. So I'm not sure what that is all about. It must have something to do with the amount of power going to that plug, or maybe it is in the adapter itself. I'm not really sure. But I have a second adapter that I can hardwire it maybe. So that could be an option, but I'm not doing that today. It's cold out here. My fingers are frozen now. That's a job for another day, or job for the shop, and that's not today. You know it's a slow day when I have the wife's car in the shop. Well, they were complaining, the wife and the daughter complaining about this tire here. It was not holding air, so thinking maybe it was just the cold weather. We haven't drove it in a while. 2 days ago I came out, I put 35 pounds of pressure in it. Last night, 24 hours later, I checked it, it was down to 25, 26. This morning I get up, I check it again, it's down to 21. So that's the air pressure. The temperature this morning was down to 18. So I have pulled the tire off, I've searched and I finally found the culprit right here. I've got a nail in the tire right there. So I'm going to pull this thing out of here and I'm going to plug the tire. Fingers crossed that the plug is going to work, but I think it will. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this nail out, plug the tire, and then hope everybody's happy. Well, it looks like maybe it was a screw. It's awful short. So yeah, maybe a screw. For those that have not seen this or done this before, this plug, this tool is pointed, so I've cleaned the hole out first with this tool. This tool is pointed that I can shove this plug down in the hole, and then when I pull this out, this end opens up. Can you see that? Maybe not. It opens up to allow the plug to release from this tool and stay in there. I don't know if you're supposed to put glue on the plug, but I usually put some glue on the plug before I insert. All right, just like that. Insert the valve stem. Insert air. I've got 32. I've got to check the car to see how much it's supposed to be. 36 is what I'm supposed to have. And I've got 38. All right, I'm going to trim this thing up a little bit. All right, let's put it back on there. What's the correct torque on a Cadillac 2014 XTS super turbocharged? I don't know what it is. That seems about right. All right, I think I'm good. Okay, I'm going to check the air pressure in the rest of the tires while I'm here. I'm going to check all the, excuse me, I'm going to check all the fluids as well, because I want to make a trip to Florida in the next week or two. I think I'm going to take the Cadillac, so I just want to check it all out and make sure it'll get me to Florida. I don't care if it doesn't get me back, but as long as it gets me there. So did that toot mean that all the tires are right now? Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, I think, well, I've got a little bit of wetness under here that I've got to inspect a little further. I'm thinking it may be antifreeze, because I've got just a good drip right here, and I don't think there were any mud puddles when I came in that is dripping from, so I'm going to get under there and inspect that, and then I don't know what I'm doing after that. Well, I think I figured it out. This spot on the ground was just water. I think there was some ice or maybe some snow or something laying up in there, and then it melted once I got here in the shop and just dripped down on the floor. And this other, oh, well, I've taken the flashlight away. This other spot down in here where I see a little bit of oil, looks like it could be a transmission line seeping just a little bit around one of the fittings where it goes from steel to hose. That's my guess. Doesn't look like it's anything to be real concerned about at the moment, but it does need some transmission fluid in there, so I'm going to add that. I'll keep an eye on that, because as you can imagine, that's a pain to change and to get to. I can't even really trace the line and where it goes. I think it's coming out of the cooler and going into the transmission, but I can't tell without taking a whole bunch apart, and I'm not ready to take a whole bunch of this apart yet to figure that out. So I'm going to get some transmission fluid and put in there and keep an eye on that and see what happens with that. You know, I was supposed to have already gotten a new car for the wife, just haven't done it with used cars. Used car prices where they are. Yeah, maybe I can get a little more for this car than what it's worth, but I'm going to pay more for another one to replace it. I'm not buying new. If I buy another Cadillac, it's not going to be new, it'll be a used one. We've just found that buying a used Cadillac, you're getting a lot for your money. At least that has been the case with us. We've stuck to these larger sedans. We started out with the STS and then jumped here into the XTS, and we've been able to pick them up for more than half of what the new price was, with less than 40,000 miles on it, and you're getting all the bells and whistles. So that's just been the way that we've gone over the last our first Cadillac we bought in 2009, I guess. Hold on. Yeah, I think it was 2009 or 2010. I'm not really looking for a new one. I don't want those payments. I want something I can pay cash for and walk out the door, and I can't do that with a new one.